What is up? It's your friend Wes to the Bewley, and today I'm going to show you the ultimate office setup. Now, at first, you're going to hear about this. You're going to be like, dude, I don't know, man. I don't know if this dude's legit. I don't know if he knows what he's talking about. Hang with me. Don't quit me. Let me just explain a couple concepts to you about what I consider the ultimate office, and I'm actually going to save you a lot of money, believe it or not. So just hang with me. So here's kind of how it works. So when I first started trying to think about the ultimate office, right? Like when I first started making just a little bit of money, I went to this really expensive furniture store and I bought like this beautiful office arrangement, right? This real nice chestnut desk and this beautiful backdrop where you could see all the books I've ever read, because I wanted to show you kind of how smart I am. And then I couldn't stop there, right? So I had to add a rug and I had to add paintings and little plants and stuff like that. And pretty soon my office was like the Amazon jungle. You know what I mean? It was like everything I'd ever seen online was now in my office. And so I'm like, you know, working away, trying to earn a living. And all of a sudden one day I get introduced to this buddy of mine named Brad. Now this is a crazy story. So Brad lives in Arizona. I'll leave his last name out because that could get crazy. But Brad lives in Arizona, and literally the guy, you know, makes like $500,000 a month type of guy, right? Like $500,000 type of month person. Lives in a real modest, probably $300,000 home. And the guy shows me his office setup. And literally it's like this little tiny room in his house with a little tiny desk and a computer. That's it. That was the only thing. It was like in a corner of his office. It'd be like over there, right? And that was all the guy had, was just, you know, that's like a guy that's making $500,000 a month. Think about that for a second. And literally the guy just has a desk and a computer. And I'm like, huh, that's weird, right? Because I'm like, this guy looks super unsuccessful. Because I attributed success to, you know, having a real nice office furniture, you know what I'm saying? So long story short, I get to know him a little bit. Turns out the reason why he does that is to remove all distractions from his office. So the rest of his house, although it's a modest house, he's not like a flashy type of guy. The rest of his house, you know, they have family pictures and stuff like that. But in his office, you got to think about this, in your office, in your private area, you must remove distractions, because every single thing in your office pulls from you. It pulls from your energy, it pulls from your attention, and it takes away from your creativity. So, you know, I read the video, or I saw the video. I basically went and did the exact opposite. I added more stuff to my office. Now I'm going to add paintings and all kinds of stuff. And pretty soon I got overwhelmed. So I want to show you guys my office setup. It may not be what you end up doing, but I get a lot of stuff done. I have a lot of creative thoughts, and the first place we would have to start is comparing my office to someone else's, right? Maybe you don't have an office, you're trying to figure out what's the ultimate, you know, office setup. So let me walk you through just a little bit of this, okay? And the reason why I said I'm going to save you money is I'm going to show you what you need to get the first time. Because if you think about this, like if you go and test your own methods, or like go and buy a laptop or something like that, then, you know, you're going to end up probably wanting this setup. So it'd be best to just show you this setup the first time. I'll include links and all that kind of stuff below. But basically what I have is a 2 Mac setup. So I have a Mac right here, and then I have a monitor right here, a Mac monitor. And I don't know if Mac's still making the monitor. I think they stopped making it, but it was really cool when they did. But now, you know, if there's not a Mac monitor, I didn't check before recording this video, then there's a really nice gaming monitor that's the same dimensions as the new Mac, okay? But the reason why I like this is because I have a split screen. So I can work on something here and be looking at something for reference here, or I can be watching a video here and be building whatever I'm learning about over here. So versus, you know, most people are on one little screen, and the worst type of person is someone who's on a laptop trying to build a business from a laptop. It ain't happening, okay? So I'm gonna hook you up. So ultimate office setup, according to me, is to have a double screen monitor, okay? You can get crazy if you want. Some people have 3 screens, okay? But a double screen monitor, once you go black, you never go back. Okay, like once you have a 2-screen monitor, you never go back. I'm just telling you, okay? And then I also have a Logitech computer camera, because the cameras that come on the Mac are terrible. Ain't nobody got time for that. So this is like if you're doing online Zooms or online meetings or anything like that, you're recording stuff, you want to get this Logitech camera. And I actually usually have it sitting right here at eye level, okay? Now the other thing that's really cool is this little guy. This has a light that comes on. I won't turn it on right now because it'll mess up the white balance, this beautiful white balance that we have going in this video. We ain't trying to disturb that. So it has this, and then it has a little iPhone holder. So if I'm doing like a FaceTime or any kind of a important discussion, a lot of times what I'll do is like Facebook Lives. I'll do joint Facebook Lives with people. This is my setup right here. And I think these are like 20, 25 bucks or something. They just plug into your computer. There's 2 light modes. There's like a bright one, and then there's like this orange tint one. So that's what I have here. Now, if you are on the computer a lot, Gunner glasses are really incredible. This kind of helps offset the blue from your computer screen. Ain't nobody got time for that. And it's just easier on your eyes. If you're going to be working on a project for a long time, this is you working on a project right here, even though this actually never happens. If you're going to be working on a project for a really, really long time, then these kind of help your eyes rest. So if you don't wear a prescription, I would get these. I wear prescriptions now, unfortunately, because I'm getting old. So these are actually up for grabs. You can just come over and get them. So next what we have is the Rode mic with the extension arm. Let me turn this over here to the side. So we have the Rode mic extension arm. The reason why I like this is I use this for all of my audio when I'm making online presentations and tutorials and stuff like that. I think this guy right here is like less than 200 bucks, this little Rode mic. Then you can get this Rode arm system, and it's just sweet, man, because I can move stuff around. I can get this completely out of my way, and it's just perfectly weight balanced. It'll just stay there, or I can move it back down. I can do whatever I want to with it. And that is really how simple that is. So that's a little bit on just my overall office setup. Okay, so real quick, let me give you just an overall view of my office so you can get a sense of what's going on here. So notice here, a perfectly white room, okay? I really want to put paintings here, right? But I took them all down, and it's just wonderful. I've got a little bit of stuff here in the corner. I'll probably move that later. You can see here more blank walls. Look at this. It's wonderful. When I come in here, there's nothing else to think about, nothing pulling from me except that what I'm working on. I got it in here because I paid like $2,000 for it. It's like this little tile thing. If you're an entrepreneur, I've got a free Facebook group called Entrepreneur Fight Club. I'll post a link below that too. And if we just keep scanning here, I've got a little red dog, whatever you call that. It like plays music. And that's the office setup. Super clean. Nothing to think about except that which I'm working on. To me, this is the ultimate office setup. Now, obviously, if you're, basically what I did here is I took our media room and I actually turned it into my office because I've got 2 kids and it's hard to find like a quiet place. So I took the media room. This should be like a movie theater for my family. This is actually my office because those doors close and it's upstairs, and I can just come up here and just kind of get stuff done. So if you don't have a space like this, then just like that guy I was telling you about, Brad, Brad that makes $500,000 a month, Brad has probably a 2,500 square foot house in Arizona. And he has a real small room that he works in, but it gets him away from his kids. It's quiet. There's nothing on the walls. There's no bunch of stuff on his desk. Notice my desk. There's literally no stuff on it, right? You don't want to have a bunch of clutter because whatever is around you is also in your mind. Ain't nobody got time for that. Okay. Now, before you go, I want to show you one last tip on how I set up my computer. And to do that, I'm going to turn on my computer screen. It's going to screw up my white balance. So hold on. I'm going to show you what's going on the computer. I'm going to show you how to organize your computer to where you don't have a bunch of stuff all over your computer. You know what I'm talking about? I'm going to show you how to do a little trick you can do if you have a Mac. And also too, just a little heads up. Whenever I got this little Mac setup here, I didn't really have a whole lot of money to be dropping, $6-7 grand on a new Mac setup. I don't know if you guys are like that. I didn't really have, I had a 6 or 7 grand, but I didn't want to be dropping it on a Mac. You know what I mean? Like getting all this computer stuff, it's expensive. what I did is I literally went to Best Buy, and Best Buy has this 0% interest for 18 months, same as cash, credit card. And so if you have decent credit or whatever, I would recommend going to Best Buy, seeing if they have that 0% interest credit card. And oh yeah, so what happened is that allowed me to break up that $6,000 or $7,000 investment in order to, kind of get set up and be organized and, feel confident in being able to create content and produce presentations and stuff like that. But think about it, if I look back, my life took on a whole new trajectory after that, because once I had a Mac, I also downloaded Final Cut Pro. There's some video tutorials on here that show you how to make cool videos and stuff like that. But I was able to download Final Cut Pro. I was able to have a computer that could actually, deal with the size of a video. And my life just took on a huge, awesome trajectory. And if I go back to the pinpoint, it was when I upgraded from a PC to a Mac, and I got a double screen display, okay? So maybe it was something else, I don't know, but it's just my life I'm telling you about, and I'm just telling you like what happened in my life. I don't know, this is not an advertisement for Mac or a Best Buy credit card, but I'm just trying to help you think outside of the box about ways that you could do this. Like, basically Best Buy financed my dreams, and then I was able to, make money and pay off my Best Buy card. Very, very important. So anyways, I want to show you real quick one last tip on the screen. I'll provide links to all of these things below as best I can. And if you got any value from this video, please comment below just some of your takeaways. And I think that's it. So let me show you this last little thing on here, and we'll call it a day. Okay, so as you can see here, I have a very clean Mac desktop, okay? And you can see over here, everything's kind of organized. So let me show you something real quick. If you right click, you see this little thing that says Use Stacks? I'm gonna turn this off real quick. Okay, this is what my Mac normally looks like, okay? This is probably what your Mac looks like, right? Ain't nobody got time for that. So all I'm gonna do is come back over here. I'm gonna right click. I'm gonna click Use Stacks. And 1, 2, look at that. Just like that, everything is perfectly organized into presentations, spreadsheets, movies, PDFs, images, documents. I have my external hard drives here. And I would also recommend too, if we're gonna get crazy, you get some external hard drives and try to store as much of your data on those and not on your computer, so that your computer is always extremely fast. Does that make sense? So these are very valuable. The other thing you want to do, just while we're asking here, is once a year you want to go and get a high quality hard drive, and you want to back up all of your data onto that hard drive, and then unplug your computer, unplug it from your computer, put it in a storage or whatever, and then your life continues. That way, if something ever happens, the most important things to you, your videos, your images, the PDFs you've made, the PowerPoints, all that kind of stuff, are safe on that external hard drive, because you never know. I mean, your lightning could strike, it could crash your computer. You don't want to lose all the things you've ever created, right? Ain't nobody got time for that. So once a year, we make sure we back up everything. That way we don't have to worry about anything. Does that make sense? So anyways, I wanted to show you that little trick. You can do something called Use Stacks. So you're noticing the theme here, right? Like, no matter where I look, there's a clean tapestry. That way my mind is able to create all kinds of cool things. And I build websites, I create ebooks. I also have a business team. I'm always, coming up with the creative ideas for them to be able to get to their next level. And I attribute a lot of that to a quiet mind that doesn't have a whole bunch of stuff all around, okay? Now, probably if I ever retire, which I don't see myself ever retiring, but if I ever did that, then I would go crazy and have all kinds of crap all over my office. But like, the rest of our house, there's stuff all over the place. There's pictures and paintings and all that kind of stuff, because that's the rest of my house. But when I come into the dojo, right, that's where I want it to be, just clean lines and everything like that. So anyways, comment any questions below. I'd love to answer them for you, and we'll go from there. See ya.